Man, life can be difficult, can't it? Sometimes it can just be downright painful. The grief of the death of the grief of a death of a loved one, a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a husband, a wife, and for even hate to mention it, but the death of a child, or maybe it's the death of a relationship. Maybe you've broken up with somebody and there's still pain in there for you if you did the breaking up. Or somebody broke up with you, which oftentimes can be more painful because you've been blindsided. You didn't expect it. So maybe you're watching this video, you saw the title, you're stumbled upon this, and you're brokenhearted over a relationship. You're in so much pain over that, or maybe over an actual death of a person, or maybe it's a financial problems. Maybe you've lost your job, or some investments have gone bad, and you're just in this terrible spot, and you don't know what you're going to do. In any of these situations, you don't know what you're going to do. And by the way, I've been in all of these situations. And I'm going to share with you how my name of my channel is A Brain Athlete, how I used my brain to overcome some of this grief and motivate myself to stay positive through the grief. So, I lost my mom, my dad, and my brother all in about a 2-year period. I went into a deep depression. And then my 2.5-year relationship ended. Whoa, all that back to back to back to back to back. It was like I was in a boxing ring with Mike Tyson. So I understand what you're going through if you're going through these things. Maybe you're laying in bed, you're looking up at the ceiling, you're thinking, I can't believe I'm in so much pain. How is it possible for one person to feel this much pain? Or maybe you have firearms and you've taken them and you've stored them outside in a safe, in another building or something, or somewhere outside of your house because you just don't trust yourself with them because you're so depressed and discouraged. Believe it or not, and I hate to admit it, I've been there. So I know the depths of depression and discouragement and grief and all that, but maybe I'll talk about as a brain athlete how I was able to pick myself up. And I'm not saying I did it right away. I am not saying I did it right away. I gained 35 pounds of fat. So I know this struggle. Here's what I did as a brain athlete that really helped me, and I hope that it helps you. Whatever your grief is, whatever your struggle is, I want to help you to stay motivated and stay positive and keep going because I do believe that you can get through it. Here's the first thing. The first thing that I want to share with you is embrace the struggle. Embrace it. Lean into the pain. And what I mean by this is a lot of people will try to mask the pain. They will look for a Band-Aid so they don't have to feel the pain. Maybe they turn to alcohol, or they turn to drugs, or they turn to just random sex, or if maybe you just got broken up with, or you just ended a relationship, and you're out of a several year relationship, and you're hurting, your heart is hurting so bad that you think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run out and get in a new relationship. That way I don't have to deal with this pain. I don't have to deal with the hurt. That's the absolute worst thing you could do. That is so, so terrible. That's a rebound relationship, and it is the absolute worst thing that you could do in this scenario. Turning to alcohol and drugs is also a terrible thing because think of all the unintended consequences. Maybe you get in a car accident, in a car wreck, and you make your problems 10 times worse. The damage that you're going to do to your body, the damage that you might do to other relationships because you act irrationally and immaturely because you're on drugs or alcohol, or you don't show up to work, and then your problems are even worse. All of these things, drugs, alcohol, random sex, rebound relationships, they are all Band-Aids, when really what we should be doing is leaning into this pain. You have to lean into it. You have to process this pain. Your brain, if you put a Band-Aid on it and you mask the pain, well, guess what? Your brain is back here thinking, wait a minute, I never dealt with this. I got in a rebound relationship, but I never dealt with it. Or I turned to alcohol, drugs, or sex, but I never dealt with it. And a year down the road, 6 months down the road, 2 years down the road, someday down the road, the grief that you avoided, that you did not lean into and you did not feel, is going to come back and wham! It's going to be 5, 10 times more crushing to you because you delayed the pain, and that's going to make it worse. You must feel the pain. You must lean into it. So don't turn to anything to mask the pain. Instead, if you turn to anything, turn to something healthy. Put on your headphones and put on a educational thing on how to deal, if it's the loss of a loved one, education on how to deal with that, education on how to deal with the breakup, if it was that it. If it was a financial situation that you're in, maybe education on how to rebuild yourself financially. And then go for walks. I mean, just go for walks. Walk a mile too. Do 10,000, 20,000 steps a day. Number one, you're going to lose weight. That's going to make you feel better, but you're dealing with it. You're processing. You're thinking about what's going on. You turn to a counselor maybe and you talk to a counselor. AI is a free counselor these days. Do you know you can go to ChatGPT and Grok and have a conversation? Say, I just broke up with somebody and here's the situation. And if you're using the voice feature, they'll reply back in a voice and they will talk to you. And it is absolutely fantastic. How do I know? Because I did it. Lean into the pain. Put on those headphones. Fill your mind with educational material, learning about your problem and what caused it and how you can handle it. Go to the gym, work out, go for walks. Use AI to be your counselor if you can't afford a counselor. Because those AI counselors, the Grok or ChatGPT, right now it's good. By the time you're watching this video down the road, it's probably going to be even more crazy good. It probably in a couple of years when somebody's watching this video, they're going to think, are you kidding, Ron? Of course it is. Everybody's going to know about it and be doing it then. Lean into the pain. The second thing I want to say is focus on what you can control. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Can you control, if your mother or your father, your dad, your brother has passed away, can you control that anymore? No, they're gone. Focus on what you can control. Don't replay. What if I had done this? What if I had said this? What if it's whether it's the death of a relationship or the death of a person? What if I had said this? What if I had done this? You don't think I had that grief when I lost my mom? Absolutely I did. What if I would have done this? What if I would have said this? Oh my gosh, what if I would have known she wasn't taking her pills? Oh, in the relationship, oh my gosh, why didn't I take her to do this? Or why didn't I do that? Cut it out. Cut it out. First of all, unless you cheated on the person you were in a relationship with, or you burned their house down, or you kicked their dog, maybe it just the relationship ran its course. Maybe you did nothing. So stop playing the what ifs. And that stuff is in the past. Realize you have power over your mind, not outside events, and you will find strength. What do you have control of? You have control of the now. You have control of your mind now. You can't control the past, but you can control what you focus on now. Control that. And by the way, I know it's painful. I know it is painful. If it's the death of a loved one, you can't go back and talk to them. If it's a job you lost, you can't go banging on the door of to your office and say, hire me back. They already let you go. But you can go to the next office and apply for a job. You can control what you can control. You can't control what you can't control. I also want to say take one day at a time. All right? And it's so cliche, but it's so true. You know, when I was going through the breakup and I'm like, I just want to call her. I just want to text her. I want to talk to her. No, don't do that. One day at a time. I just got to make it through today. I'm going to tell you something about this. What was even more difficult than a relationship breakup for me was 5.5 years ago, I gave up alcohol. And I knew that I could not say I'll never drink alcohol again. I can't say that. But I can say I won't drink alcohol today. And I can just do that every day. Take it one day at a time, and it's a cliche. It's a something for a plaque on your wall, but it's so true. Just say I got to get through today. I just got to get to the end of the day today. Find something positive to focus on. Find health goals. Go to the gym, work out. Focus on your business or work. If maybe you need to rebuild that, spend some time doing that. One day at a time. Tell yourself, I just got to make it to the night. And then when you get to the night, if you get depressed in the night, I tend to believe, I don't know if this is true, but unfortunately, I've had some friends take their own life. And I felt like it was the end of the day for these particular people. And their work was done. Like when you're working, you can kind of have your mind occupied with that. But when it gets nighttime, there's nothing to do, right? Sometimes. and their mind just got the best of them, and they took their life in the evening. And I would always say, if you're down at nighttime and you're depressed at the nighttime and you're having those thoughts, just tell yourself, I just got to make it to the morning. I just got to make it to the morning. I'm going to go to sleep. All I got to do is make it to the morning. And by the way, call those crisis lines. There are crisis lines out there, and they're valuable. And I've called those twice in my life. So do that. If you need to help to get through the night, use help to get through the night. One day at a time. I got to get through today. And when it's nighttime, I just got to make it to the morning. Then when it's morning, I just got to make it through the day. When it's nighttime, I just got to make it to morning. One day at a time. I want you to also remind yourself. There's a Marcus, you notice I memorize a lot of Marcus Aurelius quotes. Marcus Aurelius said, remind yourself of all that you've been through and what you've had the strength to endure. Let me ask you this. Have you been sad like this before? Have you been depressed like this before? If it's a relationship breakup, have you been brokenhearted before? I bet you have, unless this was your first. And if it was your first, I'm so sorry, but it probably won't be your last. And I'm so sorry to say that as well. But remind yourself of all that you've been through. Even if you've never been through a breakup before, or even if you've never lost your job before or been in this financial spot before, you've been through pain in your past. Pain that you thought 2 or 3 years ago, you thought it would break you. You thought it was unbearable. You were so sad. And guess what? You made it through. You made it through that, didn't you? You're going to make it through this. You will make it through this. Do not be ashamed to reach out for help. Don't be ashamed to reach out for a counselor. It does not mean you're weak if you reach out to a counselor. It means you're strong if you reach out to a counselor. You have the courage to reach out and not care what anybody is judging you on that. I see a counselor off and on, and I have for years. Now I still go talk to him, and he's just such a smart guy. I just share what I'm thinking with him in the day, and I pay him the fee for the hour, and it's so, even though I don't feel like I'm struggling with anything right now, I still like to go talk to him just because he's a smart guy, and I like to bounce ideas off of him. A smart person, a strong person wants to hear the feedback of others. And if you are going through a difficult time, there's no shame in it. Think of the Navy SEALs. They don't go out on a mission individually. They go out as a team. Where in nature does something survive by itself without relying on anything else? I just watered the plants out in my garden. They need water, but they also rely on the sun. If the sun went away, the plants would go away. Even the plants rely on other things. Don't be afraid to, if you have friends that you can talk to, that's wonderful. If you have family you can talk to, that's wonderful. If you're going through a hard time in business, maybe you know a business mentor. And here's another thing. I want you to try to find meaning in the struggle. Try to find meaning in it. Like, what's the lesson here I'm supposed to learn? How am I supposed to get better? How am I supposed to improve? What is this trying to teach me? What value can I take from this? And if it is the death of a loved one, a child, oh my gosh, it's almost impossible, and I almost feel bad for saying try to find meaning in this, but so I won't say that. If the situation might not fit the situation, but if it does fit the situation, if it's a relationship breakup or a financial troubles or anything at all, try to find meaning in it. And if it is the death of someone, I'll tell you what worked for me with the loss of my mom, my dad, and my brother, all in that short amount of time. And I'll do another video on this specifically, but I thought about all the positive moments we had together, and I wrote them all down, and I memorized them. And I was just trying to make meaning of their life and all the meaningful times we had. So that was the meaning I got out of that, and the positive memories that they've got me going forward. Guys, just be present. Try to live in the moment. You don't have to be perfect. Don't think to yourself, well, that person over there, they went through a relationship breakup and they seem to be handling it okay. Why can't I do it? You don't have to be perfect. Everybody handles everything differently. Sometimes somebody will go off to war and they'll experience the same battle. One person will come back and they're fine. The other person needs a comfort dog for the rest of their life. That doesn't make that person weak. Their brain just processed the events differently. Our brains are going to be different than everybody else. So if you're sad over the loss of anything, a job, a relationship, a death, don't do it to yourself to say, well, that person went through what I did and they're okay, they're strong. Why can't I be strong? Everybody deals with things differently. There may be areas of your life that you handle better than they have, or I hate to even use the word better, differently, but that may be perceived as better. You don't have to be perfect. Just live in the present. Try to find meaning in this. Set small goals every day. This is going to give you a sense of accomplishment. Hey, today I want to go to the gym. I want to clean up the house, and I want to make some sales calls, and I need to go to the cleaners. And write those 4 things out. At the end of the day, check them off as you go along. Those small little goals will keep your mind occupied during the day, but it's also going to make you feel better. Set goals that are going to make you feel better. Going to the gym and working out is going to make you feel better. If your problems are financial problems, making sales calls or applying for jobs or doing things to actually get out of the financial hole are going to make you feel better. Not only should you write out that, you should also write out the things that you're thankful for. Here are the things that I'm thankful for today. Here are the things I'm grateful for. Wow, you know what? I'm devastated over this loss. I'm devastated over this loss of this family member, or I'm devastated over this loss of this relationship or my job. But you know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful that I have the ability to go out and go for a walk. Some people don't have that. I'm thankful for the ability that I'm able to watch and listen to YouTube videos. Some people can't see, they can't hear. Maybe there's somebody listening to the video like this. And for those of you who are in that situation, you can find things to be thankful for. We can all find something we're thankful for. If we have a bed to sleep in, if we have technology, I know you have a cell phone or a computer, or at least access to one. That's how you're watching this video. What are the things that you can be thankful for? Write those down. And you know, my mom said once, she said, it's not going to stay bad forever. It can't stay bad forever. It's eventually going to get better. And that's almost always true until the end of your life. And then there's no getting better, right? But as long as it's not death related, it's probably not going to stay bad forever. Unless it's the very last thing. And you may feel like whatever it is going to kill you, but it probably isn't. If it's grief, if it's sorrow, if it's depression, it's probably just a time in your life. It's probably just a season in your life. And you just got to get through this. As my mom said, it's not going to last forever. Another way of saying that is it's always darkest before the dawn. You don't know when it's going to get better. You may be going through this sadness and the depression. It's so hard for you to get out of bed. Maybe it's a relationship breakup and you're thinking, I can't stop checking their social media. And then one day you stop and you realize, I haven't checked their social media in 2 months. Or maybe it is the loss of a loved one or the loss of a job, and you realize a month's gone by and you're better on those areas. You still miss the loved one. I never want to minimize the loss of a loved one. Time doesn't heal all wounds, but I think it can make you reframe them and reshape them and give you hope for tomorrow. Guys, whatever it is that you're going through, as a brain athlete, these are some things I did to help me get through my struggles in life. And I hope they help you get through your struggles in life. I have memory courses that teach you how to memorize stuff. If you want to memorize the positive moments that you had with your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister or whoever. Or if you're applying for jobs out there and you want to get better, remember names and faces, or learning new stuff so you can do better at a new job maybe you have to get out of, or maybe it's a school situation and you need to learn in school. I have a memory course. So I'll put the links to my memory course down below. But if you got value from this video, I'd appreciate the like. But man, just whatever it is, hang in there. Hang in there. It can't stay bad forever. Hang in there. All the best.